Hello everyone, welcome to ZSR. Today we have a wonderful Zelda 2 randomizer tournament race. This is Swiss Round 1 Ellendar versus Pickles and Beer. Tracking for us we have JLo, and on commentary we have Mirai, and they'll take it from here.
Hello, everyone. Yes, we have a fantastic race tonight as one of our runners is currently updating and has to restart their computer. So we're going to be here for a moment, so I'm going to have to entertain everyone. Ellendar, left-hand side of your screen there, it should be current maintainer of the randomizer here in this current day that we live in. Some updates happening as of recently and some bug fixes going out constantly. A lot of changes. We've had a lot of changes under the hood on the randomizer lately over the past several months that has fixed a handful of bugs that existed in the old 4.0 version that were kind of plaguing us for a while and people were getting a little tired of. So Ellendar did pick it up, and there's been a lot of bug fixes over the course of the last few months and weeks even leading up to this tournament. So little update from Pickles there. Pickles and Beer. I'm not sure if that's delicious, but I'm going to go ahead and trust the man. He is dominating at FFR at the moment, at least from what I've seen. And he's come over to Z2R to flex a little bit on us over here. I say that, but he's not new to the Z2R community. He has been here for longer than I have, and I've been here for a few years myself. So he is well aware of what's happening with Z2R. But again, he is restarting his machine currently so they can do this update to the randomizer. It is Swiss round 1 here. So as for our matchups, I would say I'm going to go out on a limb here, make a prediction, and say this is a pretty even matchup. Ellendar, self-proclaimed non-practicer, might be a little out of practice as a result. Pickles and Beer, again, over-dominating the FFR scene. Not sure how much practice he's gotten in as of late. However, we did do a practice race the other day, and I lost. So what can I say? You never know. I'd say we got a pretty even matchup here tonight. So, but with Swiss here, we've got a candle start. Otherwise, we'll go over our standard flags, and hopefully that'll take long enough to get Pickles back. That's a nervous laugh. Standard flags means that we start with a blank slate, no spells, no items. 4 hearts to start, same as vanilla. 4 magic containers to start. That is static in the randomizer as of right now anyway. Although it'd be nice maybe if we could mix and match some magic container starts. We'll see. We'll see. Other than that, we got to play 6 gems. That's another thing that makes it standard. And Thunderbird being required in GP, so we're going to need the Thunder spell as well. We're going to need Reflect to kill Karok and Palace 4. And other than that, that's pretty much what makes it standard. From there, we've got a few small changes. Again, the starting candle, 4 Swiss rounds only, not brackets. In brackets, we take the candle away, make the dark cave combat a thing. That is something that definitely throws off runners after a certain point, is the candle makes it nice and cozy, and you take that away, and things become quite a bit more difficult in the early game. And you might not even see the candle for the entirety of the game. So get used to those dark caves and the enemy placement and how to fight in the dark. So that's going to be coming in brackets. When it comes to one other flag here, we've got a 50-50 on whether or not we see Three-Eyed Rock and the Nukasudo Forest tile on the Eastern continent. If we do see them in Swiss, it's going to be hiding any location from the east, not just a palace or a town. When we get to brackets, if we see Three-Eyed Rock, it will be a palace, and if we see the forest tile, it will be a town. It will, in fact, be Nukasudo at that point in time. So those are the small changes under the hood. Other than that, it's all the same across the board. We've got some... we've got some hints turned on. We've got our up stab, down stab that's swappable, but we've kept it static for this tournament. Pickles has returned, and I believe we'll be underway here shortly. His stream is coming up. Any questions about the flags, feel free to ask. Although on solo comms, I'm going to be staring at these screens intently, making sure I miss nothing. But there's plenty of people in the audience who definitely can answer questions. And if you have any questions after the fact, or that can't be answered in chat, just come to the Z2R Discord. There's plenty of people who know mostly what they're talking about over there. Let me just update myself with the race room conversation here. Pickles demanding 1 more minute of time before he's ready. Is this what the FFR community has to deal with over there? I'm kidding. I like pickles. And beer. Probably not together, though. No, this should be a good matchup, though, regardless. As much joking as I've been doing. Swiss round 1, though, it tends to be kind of like a Wild West of pairings, right? Because there's no seeding. The whole point of Swiss, 5 weeks of Swiss, is to get seeding done, get people matched up with more with opponents that they're more on par with when they race each other. And then we'll go into brackets with seeding. Everyone goes into brackets. No one's getting kicked out of Swiss. Everyone gets to go into brackets, and so from there, it'll all get sorted out. It'll be a bloodbath in brackets. But 5 weeks of Swiss. This first week is always kind of a crapshoot on who gets matched up with whom. But again, I think this is going to be a pretty good match here. I'm going to go on a limb and say Pickles' 60 seconds is up here. One other thing to look for if you're not familiar with the randomizer, although I'm sure plenty of people here are, when we step out of North Palace, we're going to have our randomized biomes. It's going to be a randomized overworld. It's not going to look like vanilla whatsoever. It's probably good to talk about this now so that we don't necessarily have to break it down once we get outside of North Palace. But we've got all kinds of different themes to our biomes, islands, mountains you can expect from that biome, and then what that biome is showing you in order for you to then play to that tune, whether you need to go a certain direction, whether it's telling you to go east early, whether it's telling you to go to Maze Island early, et cetera, et cetera. These are all things that you have to make calls in real time as you figure it out. It's not just running the vanilla game with shuffled items and shuffled locations. It is simply very heavily shuffled, but we do have all the static. There's a bunch of static variables here where the palaces, 3 palaces in the west, 3 palaces in the east, 1 on Maze Island. The bosses are all in the same palaces. It's not like we're going to find Horsehead in P5, or we may find Horsehead in P5, but only as a pass-through or a treasure guard, but not the final boss of the palace. And, of course, all the caves and towns, which you're used to, are going to be on the respective continents. Spells will be shuffled. Items will be shuffled. Here we go. We have a pink mage on Ellendar's side. That's a black mage shown off to Pickles and Beer, part of the FFR community. Again, if I haven't mentioned that 4 times already. We have a dry canyon is what it looks like here. We could tell that because we've got a desert, a dry riverbed here just kind of hanging out in the middle of everything. Normally, if this was a river canyon, we would have a big river running down the middle of it. Boots would be possibly required, but not so much here. Dry canyons are completely free to just walk around in. The only real thing that might block us is going to be a boulder-blocked cave, but that is yet to be seen. So here on Ellendar's side, we do see Saria, and we do see it has the shield spell, which I'm sure Pickles wish he had currently right now, fighting Dairas and a Gorilla throwing boomerangs at him from behind here in this fairy cave, although managing it quite nicely. $30 for a Daira. That's what we call not worth it, as he gets the life level and up and A's out of there. Ellendar going to be picking up this shield spell here in a moment. We'll see if he up and A's out of here, if he just walks it out. We are at the top of the map here, so plenty of it is going to lie below us. Heart Container Cave here for Pickles. We've been talking about this a lot. We sound like a broken record after so many days of comms saying the same thing, but we do refer to our caves as what is normally found in here in vanilla. So we call this Heart Container Cave because there's a heart here in vanilla. If it happens to be a heart again, it just is randomly shuffled into that. Nope, it's going to be a $100 P bag. Trophy on the grass tile for Ellendar. We'll see what that gives us. We have not seen Rudo yet. That is our turn-in for Rudo, whatever spell lies in there. Back a jump cave as Pickles walks out of Heart Container Cave. This is the P bag cave on the western continent on Ellendar's side, but because there are a few P bag caves in vanilla, 2 on the east, 1 on the west, we do refer to it as I refer to it as Pillar P Bag Cave. Some people refer to it as just the Western P Bag Cave. This is going to be Magic Container Cave for Pickles here. Red Dyras, 2 of them there to greet him. Again, he had that shield spell. $500 in Pillar P Bag Cave there for Ellendar. Going to be leveling up some attack and life levels here. 213, very nice. Still have his shield spell. He'll be seeing these caves, should be seeing it at the same time. He did go, I believe he went north with Pickles. If not, he went south. Yeah, I'm not sure I would be excited to take on these 2 Red Dyras. It's possible, definitely possible. This is where that candle comes in handy. This is where that candle comes in handy, where you can see the enemy. Okay, so Ellendar actually went south, so he's not going to see these things that Pickles is seeing. At least not right now. Oh, he gets a double axe in there. Oh, he gets a whiff, and he gets... It's possible. You just got to keep him together the whole time, and yeah. But attack 1, not all that exciting. Heart in Trophy Cave there for Ellendar. Again, Pickles, wishing he had an extra heart here. By the time Ellendar sees this cave, if Pickles can't get through it, by the time Ellendar sees it, he will likely be able to get through it. Pickles probably almost has this, though, unless Attacker is really bad at attack 1. Never mind. Commentator curse. You're welcome. Game over for Pickles. He is out of there. Probably going to come back later. Not sure if that's going to be our progression that lies in there. Probably not. We have a connector cave that takes us to a dry canyon east. This race is going to be over in 48 minutes or less. Mark my words. Reflect and Mito. We need the medicine. Ellendar struggling to decide whether he wants to go in for that hint for the medicine, but it's going to require him to possibly... he might have the medicine just sitting nearby as far as he's concerned, but oh, there it is. Jump in Raru. That's going to allow him to get downstab out of Mito before he gets that hint, so he'll not be completely wasting his time in Mito. Pickles back in Magic Container Cave here. Yeah, the Dyers are a little out of sync, and that's what's rough there. It's tough to get them in sync. Once you do, though, as long as you can keep it going, you can get those guys down. But if they're out of sync, then yeah, that's not good. I'm sure Ellendar's double axe. Oh my God, Pickles is. This is punishment for having to restart his computer before the restream, though. So this is actually just karma. Can he get it? He's got one more attempt here. Oh, he's going to try to just body it, but he can't. The axes are too much. That's another game over. I would probably walk away from that cave right now. Ellendar back into Mito. I didn't see what else we were doing on Ellendar's side there. I think we walked into one other town or something, perhaps. Maybe not, though. He's back in Mito. He's going to be getting his... getting his down stab here as he jumps up to the top. Oh, he was... Oh, never mind. No, he was not. I think we've seen... Oh, we haven't seen Medicine Cave. So we've seen everything other than Medicine Cave at this point. And then, of course, the item in Magic Container Cave. But we do have that free connector just sitting in the middle of the west that takes us to the east. Another dry canyon. Pickles and Beer scoping out the Bagu Lost Woods encounters over here. Bagu probably not going to be required today. I don't think he's over here for Bagu, though. I'm pretty sure he knows that... Oh, West Medicine. So that's either Magic Container Cave or Medicine Cave. If that was a Magic Container Cave, that would have been a nice pickup for Pickles early on to just get that, because when he then sees Mito, he'll be able to turn it in immediately. But this is Medicine Cave right here? Yeah, Medicine Cave right here for Ellendar. We'll see if this is it. Taking a little bit of damage. Not sure if he's... not sure if he was shielding there. I guess not, because he just moved to it there. Going to be getting shield for Pickles. Seeing that right close to start, he's like, man, I wish I had this when I was in Magic Container Cave 2 minutes ago. Second screen here for Ellendar. Again, there's no real surprises here with the candle. You can just see everything. So one of the other things about taking the candle away from runners is that they definitely going to have to learn how to identify what they're up against in the dark. It's hard to see for the viewers of the audience side of things, but as a player, when you play for long enough, there's certain patterns of movement that the feet of all the enemies have in the dark on the floor that you can see. And if the enemies are orange, they just glow in the dark. But most enemies are not orange, so at least not the dangerous, not the most dangerous ones. Anyway, just a cross in Medicine Cave, which means Magic Container Cave is going to be our medicine today. Again, it would have been nice pickup for Pickles to have that early. He's not going to realize that until he gets all the way down south and gets to talk to the woman in Mito to get that hint. He's going to be like, oh man, that's right in Magic Container Cave. I'm not sure we've walked into a palace just yet. Maybe there was a palace down by Mito there, and that's what Ellendar was doing, and I missed that for a moment. Here's another palace. There's GP on the west. This is going to be Rudo. Yes, it is. We have the trophy. Oh, sorry, we got Pickles and Rudo as well. They're both hanging out here. Fire and Rudo today. We'll see what that's linked with. That's another thing that is in this flag set, is that the fire spell is going to be linked with one of the other 7 spells in the game. Might be useful, might not be useful. That's the way to answer that is just play the seed and see what it ends up being. Could be Fire Fairy, could be Fire Thunder, could be Fire Spell, could be Fire Shield at this point, but they already have Shield. We're probably not going to get a check for a little bit. It is a little pricey there. Magic 1 tends to be. It follows the same fire, just tends to be expensive early on in the game in general. And it just it'll come down quickly, though, around Magic 4. Trophy Cave for Pickles. That's going to be his heart container. Hint for Ellendar. Barba slithers with the heart, so we got P6 heart today. And Ellendar's going to be making his way back up north, steps into the North Palace. I'm not sure what we saw in the south in terms of palaces. We're going to see that on Pickle's side again. I didn't see what Ellendar saw. He must have seen something down there. There were a few landmarks down in the south. But I've only seen 1 palace myself so far. But I'm pretty sure we've seen 2. Heart Container Cave for Ellendar. This is going to be a 100-point P-bag for him. To be Medicine Cave, about to be Medicine Cave for Pickles. We haven't killed a red diary yet, so we don't know how much experience they give, I don't believe. They could give up to 200 in this flag set. Making me nervous here. Still on attack 1. 1-1-2 for Pickles. Did not notice that, whereas Ellendar's picked up that 500 bag. $50 for a red Dyra. We're talking not worth it. That's as low as they can roll on this flag set. No thank you. Other direction we go on Pickles' side there. Yeah. Forget that noise. I'll take the red Boblet and the Octorok. Thank you. And we're out. We know that this is going to be a Crosshair Medicine Cave. Here's Ellendar going to be greeted with these 2 red Dyers. Now, the thing is, you can just neutral jump and pin these guys up against the wall here. I'm not... Okay, so I apologize. We do see a fire cast on Ellendar's side, and I don't know if we got an ID on that at all. He's going to cast it again, so is this going to be something like Spell? No. Oh, he's checking for Reflect. Okay, he's checking for Reflect. They're just going to take an axe to the face. If it was Reflect, if it was Fire Reflect today, the Reflect spell does block the axes from the red Dyras. Lucky enough, he did just pull one of them, although there are both of them. He does have downstab, so maybe it's time to go surfing. Because they are out of sync. Oh my god, I'm so nervous. One of them down. It's going to stay down. I think Ellendar might be down a life, though, at this point. So he's down at least 1, because he did just take a death a moment ago. There's a... Oh, not a second death. He's not shielded, though, either. I think fire ate up all the cast. There's the move. That's the move. You get him up against right by that wall, and you can just downstab him, and they just stay frozen in place. But it was the last hit on him. This is going to be our medicine. As far as we know, as long as the denizens of Hyrule are telling us the correct information here. Medicine it is. We're going to up and A out of there. and probably just go back and turn this in and then go east. Not 100% sure if Pickles has seen the east just yet. I don't think he is wrapped around that way. He's back up north. Oh, he came back with fire shield and okay. And oh, it doesn't have jump, so it doesn't have down stab. Okay. Oh, Pickles. Did Pickles die in Medicine Cave? Did I miss that because he doesn't have the cross? Sorry, we were really focused on the Dyra fight on Ellendar's side because we were wanting to see what fire was and all that stuff. All right, Pickles getting the same pattern as Ellendar did this time, pulling just one out. Looks like he's going to be able to... Wow. This attack, either... I mean, so it's kind of hard to tell what the attack effectiveness is if you're not playing the game yourself. What we're seeing is it's taking a ton of hits to kill these red Dyras, right? There's two different flags at play here. There's attack effectiveness, and then there's enemy health. So enemies can roll plus or minus 50% health, and attack effectiveness can roll plus or minus 50% of its vanilla value with these flags. So even if it's vanilla, even if attack is vanilla and the enemies roll high on health, it feels like attack is not all that great. But if attack rolls low and their health stays the same, it still feels like the attack isn't that great. So it's really hard to tell which flag is active, and if it really, really feels bad, it's probably that enemies have plus 50% health and attack is just bad to begin with. So we're gonna see our players prioritizing some attack levels here. Life and Raru, gonna be skipping that because we have shield already. I think Ellendar has seen everything at this point. There's P3/6, so GP 3/6 and possibly. Oh, I'm sorry. We are on the east. I apologize. We are on the east there. That was that Raru? Or was that Naburu? I think that might have been Naburu. Life in Naburu. Yeah, because we see the River Devil. We've got these encounters out here. The cross coming in handy. There's our old Kasuto town. Not going to be checking the. Oh, almost takes a death there at the doorway. This is going to be a 500-point P-bag for Pickles as Ellendar gets his fairy spell. Didn't catch the cost there. Oh my god, Ellendar. There's our maze bridge to Death Mountain. Oh, is Fire Life, actually. Just saw a cast from Ellendar, and his life filled up, so I'm going to say Fire is Life. And it looks like 4 bars. Wow, probably hoping to get attack 3 sometime soon. Here is that other palace. Yeah, this is what we saw in Ellendar's side that I missed. So we've got 2, 3/6, and GP on the west here. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Wait, 3. So we saw 3/6 on the east. Again, we're still missing a palace as far as I know on the west that I didn't see. I'm sure our runners have seen it, though. Getting jump on Pickles' side. Then he'll be going in the Meadow. He does have the medicine, though, so he'll just be able to single dip that place. Darunia's Thunder. So we're going in for a child hint. We're, again, debating whether we want to walk all the way to the 3rd screen to get a child hint. We are skipping the first house hint, though, on Ellendar's side. Fairy is 50, I believe. We're going to be getting our upstab technique here. I'm not sure if we've seen any NPC hints that are useful just yet. If anyone has seen those, please let me know. Pickle skipped the sign. I'm not sure if he knew it was reflect already. I think he was going to backtrack for a moment, look at the sign, but he's just like, I got to go in for downstep anyway. We'll just grab the spell on top of that. East for the child. That's useful. We're already in the east. Although it could be locked behind something. Could be locked behind boots required water tile. There's a desert tile there on the west side of Ellendar's screen. Could be in the basement of New Kasuto. Could be in the spell tower. We don't have the spell just yet. Here's Risen P-Bag Cave. Again, one of those 2 P-Bag Caves from Vanilla that are never touched in the speedruns. but do end up being an item location in the randomizer that we shuffle items between. This is going to be reflect for Pickles as well, as we see what Ellendar is going to get in this cave guarded by a red bit. Okay, well, we've got a magic key. That's nice. Not having to rely on that expensive fairy cast right now. Pickles back into medicine. Nope. I think he's about to see that connector if he didn't already. $50 P bag in the drop pool there, which is exactly what the dyers are worth. P4 on Ellendar's side does have reflect. Not sure if it's all that castable. There's that connector for Pickles. All right, it is life in. Deciding whether he wants to go in for life or not here. Nukasudo on Ellendar's side. Didn't see the town name hint there. 6 containers to get into the basement. At this point, it's going to be... Yep, spell. There you go. I was like, we've seen everything else at this point. Might not be able to cast this at Magic 3 at 64 Magic. But kind of taking the gamble here. Oh, we can. It is 63 magic, so we will be doing a spell tower check here. Maybe hoping it's the child? Or the glove? We're missing one other thing here, and it's our connector to Maze Island. We have a cave. And, okay, was that east to find the glove on Pickles' side there? The hint? But the fountain lady in Nuburu coming through. It is the raft on Ellendar's side, which looks like a canoe because he's playing a character from Final Fantasy. So I was just going to say, the way to Maze Island is either going to be raft or another cave or both. We do have 4 connectors. It's 2 caves, 1 raft tile, and 1 bridge tile. We've seen a cave that takes us to the east. We've seen a bridge tile that takes us to DM. And so we still have another cave and a raft tile still outstanding. Both of those could lead to Maze Island. So raft may or may not be required. Here's Sunken P-Bag Cave for Pickles. Not going to contain anything fancy like the magic key, but could be the glove, seeing as the glove is here in the east. $200 experience for the Red Lizolfos. That's going to be max for them in this flag set. That's very nice to see. So I don't think we saw the desert tile on Ellendar's side, even though we saw it. I don't think he went west again to check it. I don't think I missed that. Oh, there's another connected to DM. So my guess is that over on the water side of DM here, we're going to have a raft tile. Or we could have a raft tile at the south side of our eastern dry canyon. Oh, okay. So Ellendar did see a P-Bag on desert tile. Okay. Heart in Sunken P-Bag Cave. So that means either water tile glove, which are going to be boots required, or 6 containers to get into the basement. Have not seen any crazy P-Bags yet. It's just 50s from the small enemy drop group, it looks like. When we get into palaces, though, the large enemy in palaces has a different drop group than the outside world, as far as I know. So we might see some bigger bags, up to 500 in palaces. There's our water tile and Pickles aside. No boots, no access. Invulnerable red spiders. And we are back to the west for Ellendar. Yeah, I am clueless as to what our third palace in the west is here. We have to have seen it. I just have missed it. Because it's an open, dry canyon, you just get to walk around and see everything for free. Yeah, so Ellendar does not have that hint that the glove is in the east, although it's unlikely he's just going to leave locations in the east. From his perspective, he's still got Sunken, which we know is a heart, and he's seen that there's six containers required to get into the basement, and then, of course, the water tile, which in a dry canyon is just going to, you're just going to walk around and find it. If he hasn't seen it already, it's not that big of a deal. But he's jumping into this 3/6. We don't know what palace it is until we see windows or a boss, or if we had a hint for the item in the palace, which we don't. That would also help us identify what palace we're in. It's the only palace that has the same pillar set, the same entrance. Both P3 and 6 have the exact same entrance on the outside, so you cannot tell which palace is which. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure if Pickles has identified that Fairy is life just yet, but it is going to be a very useful life spell. There is our P-Bag. It is 500 points on the desert tile. And into Nukasudo. He's going to see that it's spell that he might not be able to cast at Magic 2. Magic 2 might not be enough for Pickles. He is just 4 experience shy of what looks to be Magic 3. So at that point, I would probably step out to just be safe and make sure I could cast it, because Magic 2 is probably going to be a little pricey for spell. It is an endgame spell. Endgame spells tend to be pricier at the lower magic levels. Ellendar unable to fight to kill the Doom Knocker there, fighting for his life. Attack 3, looking like we want attack 4. Okay, looks like we're unable to cast it because we're not going back to the spell tower on Pickles' side. I didn't see the cost there, but it's got to be more than 64. All right, we have another palace way south here. There's our Risen P-Bag Cave. 72 for spell, okay. Oh, what's he going to do? Is he going to... He knows Glove is east, so now he's going to prioritize that magic cast, the magic level, and now he's going to be able to cast spell, and he's going to have to go back into Nukasudo, or will he? We do know that it is going to have a required raft today, though, for Maze Island. There's our magic key, okay. The downside to palaces 3, 4, and 6 is that they're going to be possibly packed with Doom Knockers. Those are the guys that throw the maces that are like boomerangs. Very annoying to fight, and they hurt a lot. And I don't know if we killed one just yet, but sometimes they can yield as small as 50 experience in this flag set. So another one of those not worth it to fight enemies. Have we seen a window yet on Ellendar's side? Not sure we have. Is this P1 or is this P4 for Pickles? I forget what color P4 was when we saw it. Okay, this is P4. So again, from my perspective, I'm missing one palace on the west. We don't know what is in Death Valley, although we know it is not going to be Great Palace, and then we, of course, don't know what is on Maze Island. Okay, that looks like maybe possibly a loop on Ellendar's side, maybe not. This could be a dead end for him. Oh no, this isn't a loop. I'm sorry. Pickle's checking the elevators here, looking for Karok. No, he's going to leave that right downstairs. There was that four-way elevator he was just on, and there's a quick little right to check as well. It's always a tough call whether you want to go back down the elevator shaft. He did get that extra shaft room before he got back to the main junction. But, you know, do you want to go all the way back down there just to check that right? I don't know. It's a tough call. Do you just commit to the top of the elevator or the last direction you check in the elevator? Just commit to that? I don't know. It's always a tough call. The clock is ticking. The race is going. You know, how much time do you want to waste checking elevators constantly? You can't possibly check every room, although he has hit a dead end here. And it is P6 right there, as we see on Ellendar's side with those jail bar windows. So we're looking for a dragon, and we're looking for an item we haven't seen. Here's our item. Speak of the devil. It is going to be a Rebanak guarded item today, although somewhat weak to get him off of the horse here. If we can keep him in the corner, we should be okay. Life 4 shielded. I don't think this will be a problem. Even bodying Rebanak takes very, very little health off of you. And there it is. It is not going to be the glove, as we know. It's not going to be the child. Oh, so there it is. There it is. There are two last locations for child and glove. It's going to be basement and water tile. So boots required in this seed. Yeah, okay. There you go. Yeah, that 6 magic container is not going to be too hard to come by. Pickle's out of 4 there. Not going to be too hard to come by that 6 magic container, but the boots are going to be somewhere, and we got to find them. But as far as we know from our runners' perspectives, we have 4 more magic containers out there in the world, and so just finding 2 of those is not going to be too much work. Although they are going to be buried somewhere because we are out of locations on both the east and west continents. So we're looking at Maze Island, we're looking at Death Mountain as technically overworld locations, or palaces. And not P6. Pickle's going to be rewarded with the raft on his side. Not 100% sure if Pickles went and cleared out Medicine Cave on the west. He was in there, and I thought he took a death in there. Not 100% sure. I haven't been watching to see if he has the cross or not. If he has the cross, he's been through Medicine Cave, but if he doesn't, then he still has that outstanding on the west. I think Ellendar's just looking for the quick life level here. Going back in to find this dragon. Hopefully the dragon is not glove blocked. I'm not sure which junction Ellendar has not been able to pick from just yet, seeing as he did start over. Perhaps this left here. Or not. Okay. Yeah, so I guess we've seen the south side of our eastern continent, so my assumption now is that our raft tile is actually in Death Mountain. Not too difficult of a Death Mountain to traverse, though, seeing as it is a vanilla-like. It's got a lot of those yellow road tiles all over the place, just like in vanilla, and you don't get encounters on those road tiles, so you just simply walk around, check caves. If you're looking for Hammer Cave, you're looking for Speck Rock. We don't have a hammer, And Hammer is not guaranteed to be in Hammer Cave. Again, just a vanilla label for the cave itself. And then you just simply check the water around the outside edges of the biome itself. Death Mountain is going to be pretty small compared to other western and eastern continents. Pickles may not have the full picture just yet, so he's probably not going to go looking around in Death Mountain. Ellendar looks like he's going into Death Valley. Again, we know it's not GP, but what is still outstanding? We have 5, we have 3, and we have 5, 3, and 1. 1, 3, and 5. Yeah, 1, 3, and 5, I think, are the 3 palaces we're missing. I have to drive this home. I don't know the 3rd palace on the west. It seems like our runners do, so it's one of those 3 on the west as well, and then one of those 3 in Death Valley, and the last one is going to be on Maze Island. A lot of blue iron knuckles here in this P6. Didn't see this when we first came in. The names of our runners are interesting today. I think Ellendar spelled out a sentence on his file select screen. I don't know what Pickles and Beer's name is, though. Something about NJ. Perhaps he resides in New Jersey. And what pals do we have here in... It is P5, just what Ellendar wanted to see at Attack 3. This should be interesting. Maybe this will pay off. Again, we know it's not the glove, but Ellendar does not have that hint. I mean, best case scenario, it would be the boots at this point. Possibly, well... I mean, I guess maybe a constellation prize could be the hammer. If hammer is, if Spec Rock is blocking a easy to find magic container, that'll put Ellendar in Death Mountain then. He'll also find Maze Island. Here is our item room just to the left. Okay, we're about to see what's in 5. I mean, it could just be a straight up magic container, but that's not going to help. Does the hammer get up there? He can't just fairy. He cannot just fairy because he doesn't have the magic. There's a blue char up there, man. Can you get the blue char? Oh, boy. You might say that some of these rooms need a little bit of extra care in the next room jam. So that they don't just punish the runner for making a small mistake. It is too high for jump, yeah. You might be able to super jump up there, though, to be fair. You might be able to super jump onto that floating platform. I think we had one other junction at start in 5 here, but we'll see where this leads to. 5 is going to be possibly our largest palace of the entire, well, of the entire regular 6. It will be possibly our largest palace. It's going to be a toss-up between 5 and 6. Which one's bigger? Enemy placement, a little too close to the starting position there. Always bops everyone as they walk in. Pickles wants the bag, denied by the floating eyeball. $500 up there. I think Pickles just looped around to start at this point. We don't see a door here, so he's definitely opened this door in this room that he's in. Apparently the Black Mage's robe is flame retardant. Here's our Guma. Well, good luck, Ellendar. We'll We'll check in periodically. He does have the shield spell. He's down to his final life. He does have the shield spell and a very nice life cast, although he only gets 1 life cast, right? If he had a magic 5, he probably would have 2 life casts on this fight. This is going to be a long fight, though, regardless. You have no idea how much health bosses have. You see the full health bar, but as I had said earlier on, all enemies, this includes bosses, can roll plus or minus 50% health. And so if a boss rolls above 50% health, you don't see the extra bars that the boss has. The boss can have up to 12 bars of health, and you just can't see it. It's just a limitation of the UI currently, but at some point in the future, it may be changed to indicate that the boss has more than 8 bars. And so you really just don't know until you start taking off more bars that are visible, and then you can kind of get a count on how many hits it takes to get a bar off of him. But yeah, doesn't seem too bad, really. I mean, as long as you just kind of keep it up, it's just slow and steady wins the race, right? Just don't take damage. He's probably got 2 hits left. Oh, he's got 3 hits left because he's shielded. That's right. Okay. Ellendar's got this. This is an easy fight. He's a black mage with fire coming from his weapon. Guma is intimidated. Pickles the Bear with a death on his side there, down to his final life as well. We haven't seen a dragon. We've seen the item in 6. We've not seen the dragon location yet. And unsure if Ellendar perhaps deemed that it was glove blocked, because there was 1 glove blocked room, one glove blocked direction on Ellendar's side when he was in this palace. Final hit for both of them, I think. I think Ellendar might have an extra hit. There's that glove block to the left in Pickles' side. There it is. Guma down. Easy fight. Ellendar. New tutorial tonight. Look forward. 11 p.m. It's coming out. How to fight Guma as a black mage, a.k.a. white mage. At attack 3. Gets attack 4 in the process. 1420. I'm not sure what that is. Life 6, maybe? Magic 5? Attack 4. It is Magic 5. Okay, 1810, very close. 1750 for life 6 and 1810 for attack 5. We might see a gem placement for 1750 and a skip over to attack 5 at that point. Or not a skip, but yeah, skip the level and just let it ride to attack 5. Maybe we will finally get this third palace identified for me over here on the west. But maybe not. We're up and Aing again. I was just about to say, I think Pickles is about to hit this item room, does not want that. Oh, it says, wait, this is an item room. Probably thought it was a dead-end room immediately. A lot of dead-end rooms open up into open-air room like this, but this one is an actual items, boss-guarded item room. Very easy fight for Pickles there. He does have attack 4, yeah. Just the heart, though, although that will help on Guma. Yeah, as far as I know, Ellendar has cleared out all of these caves. This is going to be P2 for Ellendar, and we knew that this was here. I'm just not sure what the third palace is on the west. It has to be somewhere like center east, center right. I do believe Pickles is... Oh, is this a dead end room? I didn't check the entrance. Okay, it's not a dead end room. It's passed through. There's one of our 6 containers we're going to need for either child or glove. I think Pickles is about to exhaust his options here as well. This right did not lead anywhere as far as I can remember on Ellendar's side. Yeah, immediate dead end. So it is a glove block to get to the dragon. All right, we've got an elevator room here for Ellendar, up and right. And we're going left if we want it. Pickles is out of 6, also deeming it glove blocked. And Pickles may begin to dig into, there's our rock, but we are hammerless. It is in P5, so Ellendar does have a bit of an advantage there, assuming it's something that we can use. Again, really like a magic container at this point. Or the boots. I guess it could be the boots as well. And that was a very easy helmet head. And we're going to be placing our second gem here for Ellendar, 43 minutes into this race. Again, probably going to let this 1750 ride to 1810. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Nope, he takes it. I guess Gooma's already out of the way. There's really no real attack hurdles that are really going to be in the way here. Oh, do we have both 3? Okay, we have both 3 and 6 on the east. Okay. So we have 3, 5, and 6 on the east. GP and 2 on the west. One other missing palace on the west, which I think we're about to find on Ellendar's side. And then whatever here is on the west, the opposite of the other one is going to be on Maze Island. There it is, right next to Saria. That is probably why I missed that very early on. We saw Saria very quickly. Oh, no, this is 3. Oh, my God. 2, 3, and 2, 3 in GP on the west. Eastern Palace still missing. Yeah, 2 dry canyons. Very quick and speedy here. It's actually, this is what's been messing me up, is because I keep looking back and forth, and I watch them walk into a palace, and they're in a dry canyon, and I'm like, well, the last biome they were on was in the east, so I guess they're still in the east, and so I keep identifying the palaces in the wrong continents here, because the biomes are exactly the same. See, I say speedy, but I also probably would have taken a raft into DM just to see if I could find Maze Island. Knowing that GP and 4 would have not been there, I would be gambling on 5, but we know now 5 is in Death Valley. Here is Rebanak for Pickles. All right, 2 palaces down. Sorry, first gem down for Pickles at 45 minutes here. With a little bit more knowledge, though, right? That glove hint, pretty useful, because he absolutely knows he's going to be looking out for 6 containers and the boots. So Ellendar might get those 6 containers. He might go to the basement. It might be just the child. And at that point, he'll go turn it in for Thunder and say, you know what, forget the water tile. You know, if I get the boots, I'll come back. But right now, I don't have the boots. I'm not concerned about it. Let's look elsewhere. And it might just be natural discovery that he finds the boots, and that'll work out for him. But if it isn't, if it's something that's potentially buried somewhere, you know, Pickles might be the first to find that. Or if he is the first to find it, he may be the first to put it to work, because he knows where both the child and the glove is on the east, whereas Ellendar just knows the child is on the east. And we're blocked in on Pickles' side there, getting trolled by the falling blocks. You could reset the room, or you could try to get over at Fairy. Don't get stuck here, though. Rebanak fight for Ellendar. Still looking around for the item in P3 here. I'm hoping for boots to be on Maze Island. That's what I'm hoping for. Third gem down for Ellendar, 47 and some change. Pickle's almost taking a death there. Gets through the Doom Knocker. He's got an elevator up in this room. This might take us to our item room. If not, we've got a left behind us. Okay, we're in a four-way junction. Is this back to a starting area? It must be, because he's backtracking now. These Doom Knockers are very beefy. Even attack 5, we saw Ellendar sink a few hits into it there. This is, again, the worst part of 3, 4, and 6. It's the Palace Pool. There's 3 Palace Pools in the game. It's 1, 2, and 5, and 3, 4, and 6. And then, of course, GP has its own very own Palace Pool, which is with its very own enemy set. And so 3, 4, and 6 all share Doom Knockers, whereas 1, 2, and 5 are going to have the little Goomas that throw the meat sticks or whatever they throw. Who knows what they throw? They're called Hammer Brothers. Here's the item, just a P bag in P3. And our runners reaching it each from different sides, high-fiving as they cross over. Pickles wants this level at 1750. He's very close. He'll see attack 5 is 1810 as well, if he doesn't know that already. I have not been paying attention to how much experience Doom Knockers are giving. Just 70. And 70 for the blue Iron Knuckles. Wow. We are running with an average experience flag in this flag set here. So overall, some enemies are going to suck. Some enemies are going to be great to kill. But again, overall, it just averages out. You might see a bunch of enemies that are just terrible. You might not actually encounter the enemies that give you good experience. So it might feel like a bad experience seed from your perspective. But it's definitely like overall, it's going to average out. There it is. He's going to take the life level. Okay. Now, attack 5, because he still has to do P5, attack 5 might have arguably been better, but I'm not sure. He's going to head down to P2, I think, though. He'll be able to get attack 5 out of there. And Ellendar is into Death Mountain here. He's got that hammer. He knows 2 checks are open and available to him here. And then, of course, we're also looking for a raft that I believe is going to be on the east coast of DM. Oh, just a dead end there. Little trolley connection here to get to this rock. I was going to say, we know Helmet Head's not too deep in, and I was about to say, I kind of forget what the item was, but there it is. In the pass-through room, we did get that magic container. We're up to 5 now. Both of runners sort of equalized here. We do have a hint for the glove in the east, yes. But only Pickles does. We also saw a raft tile there on the eastern side of Death Mountain. We're still trying to get to this rock, though, because it's a free check as long as we have the hammer. And we got to come from the... Oh, how do we... Wow. Yeah, we have glove and required child between 6 containers in the six container basement access and water tile boots required access. So Ellendar getting a little trolled by this 4-way here. Unfortunately, there is 1, if not 2 4-ways that are kind of broken in Death Mountain, and they don't make any sense. Our caves normally make sense. They're normally going to spit you out in the direction that you're moving as you enter the previous cave. And unfortunately, sometimes the 4-ways, they act really bad. And one of the caves will be in a completely weird... It'll spit you out in a completely weird location. And it seems that Ellendar has been getting trolled by that just now. But he is back to the east. And we have 4, 5, and something 4, 5, and something else over here in the east. This is the one palace we don't have just yet. I'm not 100% sure if Ellendar saw the raft tile there on the side of his screen. I imagine he did. Oh, he is missing. That's right. He was missing sunken here, which is just going to be hard container. So Ellendar has the basement left to check. Again, we don't have access, as well as the water tile left to check, which we also don't have access to. As Pickles is getting trolled by the tin suit there. Yep. Happens to the best of us. If you don't have beams, you just have to wait it out. Oh my god. You knew it was coming. It was your fault that time, Pickles. The first time, it got you. The second time, no. I was going to say, I didn't think Helmet Head was that much further in there. So there it is for Pickles. Going to be placing a second gem here about the 54-minute mark coming up. Going to be getting his attack 5. Might be headed into Death Valley after this. Yeah, Ellendar just kind of looking over the eastern continent, it seems here. Taking a pass through. I'm not sure what could be on this pass through in this dry canyon here. Oh, this area over here. Oh, right. This was just that other Death Mountain connector. That's a nice little cubby, though. Nice little cubby hole. We did see that in one of yesterday's races where Speck Rock was all on its own off of one cave connector only. That was very cool to see. Not a required check in that race, though, but it was really cool to see. So this is going to take him south. Oh, was this required? Was it a segmented Death Mountain? Is that what this was? Is that why he backed out of it to come find this other connector? Is this a segmented vanilla-like? That would be amazing. Okay, now we can get to the rock on the southern side here. Oh my god. What a troll network of connectors. There's our 6th container. We might see a new casino check here soonish. That is incredible. I feel like he should take that cave that's just north of... Yeah, he should take this and see where this spits him out, because he's got to get to that raft tile, which this seems to be kind of in line with where the raft tile was on the eastern coast of Death Mountain. Not 100% sure where Pickles is headed just yet. He's seeing the bridge to Death Mountain. Maybe we're going to go back to Death Mountain on his side. Otherwise, he might be looking for Death Valley. He might have not either seen or remembered where it is. I think he's looking for Death Valley because he's kind of combing over the edges of the map here. And so, yeah, I think he's looking for the lava. As we do hit our first item here on Maze Island, this is, we're hoping for the boots at some point. There they are, boots. So Ellendar is actually in, technically speaking, go mode, but he doesn't know that the glove is in the east just yet. I think because he doesn't know that the other item on the east is the glove, he's probably going to dig out the second item here on the maze. Although not really a bad idea to just do a quick check around the area. Could be a 7th container, which would be nice. It is P1, though, and that leaves... Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And there's our second item. Okay, 2 quick checks, just a heart. 8 hearts. Pickle's about to be through Death Valley here. Lets that tech deck know who's boss. We do have an immediate glove block to the left here in P1, though. So with no glove, he might have to make another trip back here. That would be... I chuckle, but that would be mean. Here's P5 for Pickles. Got a left and right here for Ellendar. We know in P5 that there's a heart as the item. Wait, no, there can't be a heart as the item. What was the item? Oh, it was the hammer. I'm sorry, it was the hammer in P5. Which technically isn't required, but is going to open up that 6th magic container. That's where the 6th one came from for Ellendar. Here's the item room in P1. It is another magic container. Okay. Yeah, still to this point, I'm not sure if Pickles has a read on the Fire live cast. I know he checked it early on. I don't know if he noticed it was live, and either A, he did and forgot about it, or B, he didn't and forgot all about checking Fire again later down the line. And it looks like we do not have a glove block P1 today. Completely accessible, fancy grab from the Black Mage. 4 gems down for Ellendar, just sub-hour at this point. We're going to be probably going back to the east, checking New Kasuda's basement, checking the water tile. Probably not going to go back to Hammer Cave immediately. It's going to be a lot easier to check those 2 locations on the east. This is going to get everything for Ellendar, Child and Glove, and then he's just going to have to do 2 and then go back into 6 with the glove as well. I mean, not 2, do 4, and then go back into 6 with the glove. Although the 4 could also be glove blocked. I don't remember why Pickles stepped out of 4 earlier on. Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time that someone checked Fire early on, unable to distinguish what it was, and then completely forgot about it until, the game was over. And it was like, oh, that was Fire Life? Jeez. Because Fire Life is actually incredibly useful. Life usually, in this flag set, we shuffle the amount of life refill that the life spell gives. So it can be anywhere between 1 to 5 bars. That's why it's healing for 4 bars. Oh my. My UPS alarm is going off, and I'll be back in 60 seconds. Please enjoy the rest of the seed as Pickles picks up the hammer, and we're looking for the water tile on Ellendar's side. And we're back. So anyway, yeah, it wouldn't be the first time that someone has checked Fire Spell, forgotten all about it, didn't realize what it was early on, or didn't check it at all because it was too expensive to cast at the time they had it. So totally understandable. But again, a Fire Life cast is very, very nice to have because Fire drops incredibly low, sometimes sub 10 magic points to cast, which means you can spam it like a maniac. Again, we do have a shuffled life refill amount in this flag set. We are refilling 4 bars with our life cast. The life spell itself usually costs at minimum in the 20s, but usually that's on average in the 30s to cast. And in the randomizer, where magic is usually, you want to be using magic for other things, other spells, not spending it on life casts. It's not all that useful to pick up after a certain point in time. The strat is just don't take damage. And so if you get a fire life cast, it's very, very nice to have. I did mean the power supply UPS. I have a dead battery that every 5 hours the alarm goes off and lets me know that the battery's dead. Anyway, fifth, is this the third gem for Pickles? I believe this is the third gem. He's got 2, 3, and 5 down now. Ellendar looking for Karok. I don't think we saw the item, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, this is one of those open air dead end rooms on Ellendar's side we were talking about earlier, where the sometimes mistake the outside treasure guard, boss guarded item room for a dead end room. Pickles did hit this junction, I think, that Ellendar is at, but that's, I think, where he up and A'd. All right, so Pickles has his hammer. I'm not 100% sure if Pickles knows that there's another connection to DM, and it really seems like it's segmented. And if it really truly is segmented, Pickles not having that information, this might cost him a bit of time here. Because from his perspective, again, if he doesn't know there's that segmented, that other connection to it, he might just think it's boots locked. And he might go into something like 4 to look for the boots. Or, I think he's been in 6. Yeah, he's been in 6. He has the item out of 6, so... The only thing he doesn't have, as far as he knows, is the item out of 4. Yeah, it is completely locked there. That's amazing. And here's Karok for Ellendar. So I'm not 100% sure either. I don't know. We saw Ellendar walk over a water tile. I don't know if it was a fake out water tile, if it was the actual water tile that we saw him leaving. So I'm not sure if he hit the water tile yet. And I'm not sure if he got the item out of 4. It doesn't look like he has the item out of 4 according to his tracker on his own stream that I can see all of. So again, not having that glove hint, he might dig the item out of here. Then again, I think the water tile. Yeah, no, he's going to back it out. Okay, he's going to walk out of here and check for the item. Okay. Yeah, this is the little bit of advantage that Pickles has right now, just knowing that glove is east. If Ellendar had that glove is east hint, he would not be backing out of here. And in fact, he probably would have checked the overworld tiles first to just clear all of the stuff, the child and the glove, off of his list before even stepping into 4, because he might have risked a glove block in 4. This is going to be the dead end variant of this room that Ellendar's in. And he's out. Okay. All right, we're going to get a basement check here. Is this our child or is this our glove? Child in Grandma's basement. She was just babysitting today, and she wanted to make sure you were legit, that you needed 6 magic containers. So Pickles sees that connection there on his side. I don't know if he's going to put that together. It looks like he is, if he wraps around to the east. Okay, he's going to go in 4. Yeah, he's going to go in 4. That's what I thought. I was going to check for something like the boots in here. Oh, okay, so we have seen the water tile. No, I'm sorry, we haven't. Or maybe we have. No, I guess not. It's hard to... I'm trying to look at his menu when he opens it up. I got distracted by the canoe. I know he doesn't have the flute. Okay, yeah, looking at Ellendar's own personal tracker, he does not have the glove marked off, so he has not seen the water tile yet. And there it is. Okay. The other one was just a fake out water tile. So at this point, I think we can deem that Hammer Cave was the flute. Either that or 4 is the flute. I think we've seen everything else. I think Ellendar remembers where he's going. He's going to the top of this elevator, and left is going to be his glove block. I'm sorry, wrong elevator. Left from here, and then I think left again. Okay, where does this elevator take us? No, I don't know where we are in P6, so I'm going to leave this one up to Ellendar. I know what room it is, but I guess I just don't remember how we got there. Could be this elevator up that takes us to that room. Here is our item room on Pickles' side, and this up here, yes, up and left here on Ellendar's side. He's got to make this jump. There's a glove block to the left. Here's our Rebo Shark in the non-cheesable Rebo room. Another glove fairy block here on Ellendar's side. 21 for fairy at Magic 6. What is this? Is this our flute? It is our flute. Unfortunately, Pickles not getting the boots there. And there's our dragon, 2 rooms past the glove block. Oh, I look away for a moment. We're in the lava. Round 2. And we're in the lava. Oh, I see. Got the kill and we ended in the lava. He cast. Okay. All right. Barber down. 72 minutes, just shy of 72 minutes into the seed here. He's going to be off to GP, which is on the west, easy to reach, just west or just southwest from start. Going to take this level. I think it's attack 6. And Karok for Pickles, but unfortunately without a way to get to Maze Island. So unless he takes one of those past 2 caves that goes north into the segment, into a connector that takes us to a segmented, the other side of our segmented Death Mountain. This might be it here. Although I don't know, if I'm Pickles, I might be checking everything at this point, kind of in an emergency mode. But he is behind two palaces right now, and sort of a Death Mountain dig and sort of a Maze Island dig. As Ellendar walks in about 72-30 something. Let's see how much fun this GP is. No divergence at start, so we are just going to head right into the GP item room. Not a real item room, but does look like the community item room from Palaces. We got a right and a right to choose from. Oh, Pickles is going to check these. That is what he needs. He needs to go up those pass-throughs. Fake out fairy room here for Ellendar. Ooh, gets clipped anyway by the bird and eats the beam. Ouch. Might have a fairy, as I say, might have a fairy here in this room. He gets his life back anyway. All right, we're getting another right and right. Downstab block room? Looking like it. Both of our runners have up and down stab, so it doesn't matter what angle we see anything from, or what direction we see anything from, we will be able to get through these blocks no problem. Right and left. Oh, Pickles finds it perfect. Pickles finds this segmented area. He needs to wrap around and go south, get that. Presumably, he wants to check Spec Rock with the hammer there, a quick check, and then he can go hit up the raft. Because I don't think he can get to the raft without actually going the way that Ellendar went. Raft tile, that is. All right, we got an elevator at the top of this waffle room here. Kind of quiet, a little too quiet. There it is. All right, now we're headed left. With all the rights, at some point we needed to find some lefts. All right, Pickles, that is the correct cave. Pickles, take it, take it. All right, elevator down for Ellendar over here. These are pretty timid rooms. I'm a little disappointed. There is Pickles' sixth container. All right, we might be a little busy in here. I like this. This is where you might have wanted to bust out a Thundercast to get rid of that first orange bird. I guess Fire Life might be the better option, though. You just kind of spammed this one. I don't know how. I didn't catch how much that was at Magic 6. It's got to be pretty cheap, though. It's got to be in the teens. Raft tile for Pickles over to Maze Island. We'll see what he does here. Whether he does the full clear, he's going to get the item regardless right here. This is the 8th heart, I believe. The other one, oh, sorry, it's the boots. It's the boots. The other one is the 8th heart. Yeah, he needs those boots. I apologize. He definitely needed those boots. This room is what we would say giving Ellendar the business. Pickles into P1. Not going to find that second item. Don't blame him. He knows that he needs to go. He knows that it is not the glove. It's not what he's looking for. And we are back to one of these rooms. I'm pretty sure this is not a loop, seeing as we have we didn't have a. Oh wait, that's a loop. He just looped around. This is that fake out fair room. Bluebird at the top. There it is. Yep. All right. Well, that was an expensive. Loop. Oh, I didn't notice that these enemies were at the end of this paperclip room there. Oh, wait a minute. Did I just get? What? No, it wasn't a loop. Was it? Was that a back-to-back same set of rooms though? That's not. I'm so confused right now. I wish I was paying a little bit better attention here. Pickles with his 7th container pickup. They're out of P1. Yeah, this is now turned into a fun GP. I'm liking this. Okay. Thank you for the correction there. Okay, so he wasn't in the paperclip the first time. Okay, now he's in. I know he's in new territory now, which was why I was a little confused. And here's Horsehead for Pickles. And there's Horsehead for Pickles. Still got to go into 6 though. He's still kind of a. I mean, the glove block room isn't too far into 6, but I mean, he's got to go all the way back to the west, then go all the way back to the east. Then I think that 6 is right next to where we walk in on the east. That could have been. I could be wrong on that. I don't think I'm wrong, though. I think that's close to where we walk into the east, and then he's got to do the chores on the east as well for Glove and Child and Thunder. So he's got, Pickles has a lot left to do. Ellendar has a pretty big lead into GP here. Dead end, though, for him. There's a landing room, so if we see any drops, and we did see a drop, we saw the Eon drop, that could just land us right in that room. So now you're paranoid to take drops. This is what GP does to you. It plays psychological mind games. I don't know. At this point, I might just be up and Aing. It was a pretty timid start, right? And he's been through some pretty tough rooms. I don't have any statistics on whether or not drops are more rare or not in version 4. It's probably more rare just because of community rooms, because V3 was just all vanilla rooms, and the drops essentially, they kind of like drop logic has to either lead you to the boss or outside, right? So it was like, it's like the drops tended to just lead you to the boss in V3. But I mean, I still see a handful of drops in my GPs from time to time. I think it just depends on how lucky you get with whether rooms are used as whether it just wants. I mean, I would say less than 50% of the time, there's probably not a drop in the palace, but I'm not really sure. Oh, double glove locked room with the key door in the middle. We do happen to have the magic key, though. Thunderbird. We are down all of our magic, and we are down a life, I believe. So is this going to be our final life on the attempt of Thunderbird here? He's got lots of time. He doesn't know that, though. Pickles is turning in the child for Thunder. He is down to his final life on Ellendar's side. Not going to shield. Does not have enough for shield and fire life, so he's just going to keep it for life. Although shielding gives you 16 bars at this point. Whereas one life cast is only going to refill 4. And Thunderbird might hit you for 4. Probably only going to hit you for 3 or something. Life 7. Ellendar employing these strats of just don't take damage, just don't get hit. How far is our Dark Link? This is an elevator down. We did see a chunk of rooms. This could be our Dark Link right here. It is. Shields up for the Dark Link fight. 16 effective bars of health here. Might come down to the wire. I'm sorry, Black Mage versus Black Mage. And that is a GG to Ellendar, finishing with an official race time of 1:24.29. We're going to see if we can get Ellendar in here for an interview. I will just toss out before Ellendar arrives that we do have another race coming up in about an hour? Or is it half an hour? It is an hour. Okay. So if you want more Z2R action, we're going to have more, not necessarily on this channel, but we'll get that figured out here in a little bit. Ellendar is in the waiting room. GG Ellendar.
Hey, GG. That was a cool overworld.
Continue. Elaborate, please.
It's been a long time since I've seen 2 different entrances on the same continent to a segmented DM.
Yeah, and a vanilla like at that.
And the weirdest thing was, the entrance that put you on the south half didn't take you to the south half. You had to take the north entrance and go down south.
Yeah.
That weird cave network to get through a rock block to get through to the raft tile. I thought that was really cool.
That's true. I didn't even consider calling that out when I saw that yeah. Well, so that was then the only way to get to the raft tile was through Spec Rock there.
You could do it with the boots, but you needed to go through that to get to the boots. So yeah, that was the rock. The logic doesn't like put rocks in the way in Death Mountain to be like, this is a rock block. But like if a rock happens to spawn in the middle of a path, like as long as the seed's beatable, the logic's totally fine with it.
That is so interesting. I mean, we all watched it happen. I totally glossed over the fact that the rock blocked the path to the cave to get to the raft tile. That just makes it so much better.
I was just hoping that the rock had boots Right? I was thinking there's got to be boots somewhere to get to the because I had seen where the raft tile was, but I wasn't able to get to it. And at that point, my choices were 6 was glove blocked. I'd already gotten the item from 6. So I could go to 4, which is on the longer side, or I could do DM. And once I had the hammer, it was okay, well, I get 2 items in DM, so let me check that first.
Yeah. We actually saw Pickles go into Nuburu to get the life spell. I don't think he got the read on fire life in the beginning, but by going into Nuburu, he walked out the west side of the town and was rewarded with a hint that said glove is in the east.
Oh, that would actually not be particularly useful. That would probably be a troll hint.
Well, yeah, I mean, from his perspective, he knew that he only had basement, Nukasudo, and water tile left, so he knew that it was child and glove to both of them. And so at that point, when he got to Maze Island, he only got the boots and he never got the second check, right? He didn't have to waste time getting the second check because he knew he only had 2 things left to do on the east. So kind of shaved 30 seconds off there, but not, I mean, it was so late in the seed, by the time you got the boots, you essentially would have checked all kinds of places to begin with.
Yeah, where it could have hurt is I had the water tile and the item in 4 left at the end when I was looking for the glove. That was it.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I'll check this section of 4 because I would have had to up A and go to a different section to check any more. So I thought, well, I'll check the rest of this section. If it's not there, water tile's a quick check, and it's right next to 6. So hopefully, well, I thought it was right next to in the south.
Yeah,
but
the one tile troll.
By that point, I knew it wasn't there, and I'm pretty sure there was another tile like that in the north. So, yeah, I got. I'll check water tile because it's probably, faster than digging through more of 4, and that ended up being it. So not quite 100%, 1 item short.
Yeah, flute was in 4, and I guess we never knew it was in Hammer Cave either.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
okay,
at that point
must have been Magic Container, right? Because I had 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, basement could have been a troll. Getting 6 containers was not easy.
Yeah, right. So, it was P2 had the 1 container in the pass-through room on the way to Helm Head, and then it was MIA. The next container was MIA all the way until Spec Rock, and I guess wherever Hammer Cave was, but you would have had to make a weird dig for that, right? You would have had to gone into the segment to DM, not been able to utilize the raft tile, and assuming you went in there without the hammer, you wouldn't have been able to do much other than maybe Hammer Cave.
Yeah, I did kind of a cursory check of DM when I found the second segment, but without having hammer at that point, I sort of hit a dead end, and I'm like, well, I don't really want to keep going here. But I'm glad I found it. It wasn't easy to find either. You had to take a pass through to get to that weird little segment there.
Yeah, it held Pickles off for a little while. He did do the 4 check before combing over the east again to look for this connection to DM, and he eventually found it. He did just walk into GP just a minute or so ago. So.
Thank God for Fire Life. I'd still be a GP right now if I didn't have Fire Life, because I think I cast it at least a dozen times and still was almost out of resources at the end.
Yeah, it started out pretty timid and then it got a little busy, and I saw some Fire Life casting there.
Yeah, it was 4 bars for 10 magic.
Yes.
At Magic 6, and that was really good. Well, it's when there was a whole bunch of rooms with 3 or 4 birds all at once, and I'm like, I don't want to fight this. I'm just gonna body them and Fire Life tank my way through them. But Thunder was kind of expensive, so I was a little concerned, especially when I got to my last life.
Oh, I'll be honest, I never bothered to look at the cost of. Oh, you got it so late though. Yeah, we didn't really have a chance to look at it.
It was like 79, I think.
Okay.
At Magic 6, it's a little on the high side, but especially with not having full containers, it's I have to actually be a little bit careful about how much I spam Fire Life. But Then the other, I was really scared by that. The one room right after Thunderbird before Darklink. I like had my finger on the fairy button trying to go through that room.
I am
very easily get king botted into the lava in that room.
Right. Yeah.
But it ended up just being a bird that was pretty easy to manipulate.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else that happened in this seed. It was very straightforward. I mean, if you watch this back, I mean, you just played it. It was 2 dry canyons, and there was really no troll outside of the east and the west. There was just the DM segment, which obviously you did figure out first, and I liked the Attack 3 Guma fight. That was a highlight.
That was an accident.
What's fun?
When I checked what ended up being P2 in the west, I missed the stab on the statue. So I thought that was P2. So when I went through Death Valley, I thought I was going... I thought the one that I missed was P5. So when I went through Death Valley, I thought that was going to be P2. And I thought, well, gee, it's a fairly easy palace. I'll do this now. And then once I got through the Valley of Death and found that it was P5, I'm like, well, too late now.
Wow. Well, I mean, Fire Life and Shield all came in clutch there, so...
Yeah. I thankfully Attack 3, but I had a ton of safeties, so... Made it... Thankfully didn't die, because I don't think I had another life there.
No. But,
well, I had that one death at the beginning when I had just like one hit and no resources.
Yeah.
But you almost want to take that hit early rather than getting like 20 or 30 stabs in and then dying and being like...
Yeah, but started out pretty simple. Pickles went north into Magic. He lost, I'd say he lost a little bit of time in the beginning. You went south and got some other stuff. He was going north, and there were the red diaries. There was dual red diaries in Magic Container Cave, and he game overed in there twice. He did try to push through there twice without shield, which came from Saria, which you got right away. He didn't have the extra heart, which came from, I believe, Trophy Cave, and he didn't have... downstab, which you had from Jump in Raru and then Mito right next door. However, you did have to double dip Mito because you got the medicine hint, and then it's like, it's on the west, and then you went back and eventually found it, whereas he did have the medicine before going into Mito, but he did lose a good chunk of time there in the beginning. It is ultimately evened out, I'd say, with your double dip. Not that big of a deal at the end of the day, but yeah, that's how it started off, and other than that, it was...
I just want to point that all 3 spell towns had their item on the continent that town was on. So if you went and got a hint because I got two of the 3 hints, and both of them were like, especially when it's like I go to the east and I still have most of the east outstanding, and I'm like, well, I should pick up this hint because it's a required spell, and it's like Kid is in the east, and it's like, man, I wish I explored the rest of the stuff first, and then it turned out that was a complete troll anyway.
Yeah, it's tough, though, because it's like if you're in the east, sometimes it's nice to have those hints because you've got those blocked tiles, but the way that this one played out, it was simply that you were pretty much going to check everything anyway because you kind of had to wait to get those boots and everything that were much further in, and the containers that were buried much further into the seed as well.
Watching Pickles right now in the Eon drop. I don't think I had seen that L7 room when I got to the Eon drop, so having seen that many rooms of the palace and not seen a drop exit, I was thinking about it, but especially going right, I feel like you still you're compelled to go right first.
Yeah, I got a little confused in here. You did loop in the beginning, and I thought you looped, and then you took a different path, and I was a little confused, and then I was corrected in chat that you did loop.
Pickles seems to have taken the correct path fairly quickly.
He went backwards. He took the loop backwards that you found front facing direct. What do you want to call that? Forwards. Whatever direction you found the loop in, he did it in reverse.
Yeah, the whole GP was actually fairly linear. There was a few loops, but the main path you sort of had to do everything. which stunk because there's a lot of birds.
I'm just trying to see if we are going to get I don't know if we're going to get a fire cast. I'm pretty sure he has completely blanked on the fire connection. Well, he's got enough for thunder just as long as he doesn't get hit.
Yeah, it looks like it dropped pretty significantly at Magic 7.
Yeah, I wasn't sure whether you went in without shield here. You didn't have a lot of magic left though, and it was like you queued up life, or you queued up fire, and you opted. Well, you didn't take any damage, but you were opting for some life refill as opposed to shield.
I think given the cost of shield and life, that it was better to use life for recovery, but I wasn't 100% sure. But I don't think it mattered. Both of them are pretty efficient at keeping you safe. Just, when life costs 10, it's a lot.
All right, Thunderbird down for Pickles here. One more room to go, I think. Oh. That's it.
That was the room I was afraid of.
And Pickles has gone ahead and forfeited there. Not gonna. He says in the race room. He says not going through all the way through GP again. So fair enough. A GG to Pickles. The timer did stop. Okay. We're going to see if we can get him in for an interview. Just waiting to see if he's going to jump in with us. Pickles holding his own interview in the race room here. Kind of filling us in from his thoughts. About the Maze Island connector cave through, well, the DM connector cave, and then of course the jaunt through DM over to the raft tile, all that stuff. That we know that's what held him up, but that's what he is repeating here now. Well, I don't want to hold the restream with silence here, so I don't know if doesn't seem that Pickles is going to be joining us, so I don't know if Ellendar, any final thoughts here? You're 1-0 going into week 2 here. Are you hoping to face off against anybody?
I haven't. I don't know if Zardax has raced yet, but it's always the hope.
Forgot who he is racing.
He could beat me again. But no, yeah, I've done very little practice. So my main hope is just stay away from bugs and uncompletable seeds and stuff like that.
Yes, our next is not scheduled yet. But okay, yeah, GG to you, GG to Pickles. Pickles 0-1 moving into week 2. The connector held him up here for sure. He did did that excess check in 4 for no reward, and then had to kind of comb over the east again to figure out how to get back to DM on that other connection. But that's pretty much it, folks. We got another race coming up here in about 41 minutes on one of the ZSR channels around here. VXR probably has more information.
Yeah, either that or if it's not, it'll probably be a jank stream on Rise channel. If not,
hey, it's bootleg, not jank.
Whatever. All right, tomorrow we have more Z2R races between THNL SOA and Homework and Artea, 9 and 10 p.m. Eastern, respectively. Finals of the ALTTPR 80 Key Sanity Tournament starts tomorrow. Volunteers pending. We also have Wind Waker Randomizer in full swing. Wars Mask Randomizer also in full swing. So a lot of stuff going on here. That'll be it for us here. We'll see you back in 40 minutes, either here or at Mariah's channel. See you then.